We can all benefit from eating plant-based whole foods that are packed with vitamins, minerals, fiber, and nutrients that nourish our physical bodies. And also, research shows that eating a diet abundant in plants reduces the risk of certain types of cancers, improves cardiovascular health, supports immune function, which is really important year-round, supports optimal digestion and also a gut microbiome, regulates blood sugar, decreases the risk of diabetes, improves brain health, and reduces the risk of cognitive decline as we age. Wow, a lot of health benefits. But when it comes to plant-based eating, I found that people often struggle with a few things, two things in particular. First, knowing what to eat so they know that they're getting enough protein, healthy fats, carbohydrates, and also other key micronutrients. And second, learning how to actually cook plant-based meals that are delicious, that are easy to make, no fuss, and also without getting overwhelmed or ending up with some bland veggies thrown into a bowl. So whether you're looking to adopt a plant-based lifestyle or you simply are interested in adding a few more whole foods to your meals every day, in this video, I'm gonna walk you through a few really simple tips that will make it so much more easy and enjoyable to incorporate more plants into your meals. Before we jump in, I would love to hear from you. What has been your biggest challenge so far for you to eat more plant-based foods in your life? Share below so that I can make more videos like this so I can support you. If we're just meeting, hey, I'm Mikkel Kawinga, registered dietitian, founder of Nutrition Stripped, and creator of the Method membership, and I'm really excited to have you here. I help you eat more plant-based whole foods on a daily basis in an easy, mindful, and enjoyable way, which is really important. The core of my nutrition philosophy is eating a diet that's abundant in plants and whole foods, because these foods are where it's at. They are packed with vitamins, minerals, fiber, nutrients, and everything that your body needs to function well and perform at its best. And what we're going to do throughout this video is I want to help you eat more plant-based and make it really simple so that you have a simple approach to nutrition that you can integrate into your daily life. So before we go any further, I want to make one quick note here. When you're eating plant-based, plant-focused, or plant-centric, you're focusing on eating an abundance of plants. But that does not mean that you have to eliminate animal products fully from the equation. This is really important here. I teach plant-based nutrition inside of my Method membership, but many of my members also eat and enjoy animal-based proteins. And they use the knowledge about plant-based nutrition to nourish themselves well and also add in what they like. Now, you may want to because of either ethical or environmental reasons, or because you have a certain health condition, or you just simply don't like the taste of animal proteins. But if that doesn't feel right for you, that's okay too. You can find the amount that feels just right for you with your body, your health, and your lifestyle. It does not have to be black and white, and I always encourage everyone to simply eat more plants without having to put any label on it. All right, so let's jump in. The first step is to plan your routine, and planning is key. So anytime that you're trying to make a new habit or deepen or strengthen a current habit, such as eating plant-based foods, you want to make sure that you set yourself up for success from the start, at the very beginning. So when you take just a few minutes to plan ahead, you don't have to make any last-minute decisions or feel reactive or come to at the end of the day to only realize that you never got around to what you were thinking about doing earlier in the week. So that's a huge important thing to really schedule and plan for when you're trying to eat more plant-based foods is, of course, plan around your meals. You'll want to look at your week and see which days and times, especially if you're looking at your calendar, that you could set aside for doing a little bit of meal prep, whether it's a full or a mini meal prep, so that you have some of your plant-based ingredients and meals made far in advance. That will make it so much easier for you to be consistent throughout the week, and it'll be more enjoyable too. The second thing is to focus on eating the foundational 5. If you've been following me, you know my simple framework for eating well is using what I call the foundational 5 system, which is super simple. It is all about what to eat. So it includes 5 important elements that make a balanced meal: protein, healthy fat, starchy carbohydrates, non-starchy carbohydrates, and the flavor factor. So all of your macronutrients are covered. And when you're eating plant-based meals in this way, it's so easy to visually check to ensure that you're getting enough of all of these key foods and vitamins and minerals and nutrients that your body really needs. And by simply looking at your plate and making sure that you have all of these foundational 5 things there, you not only have a well-balanced meal, but it's also going to taste delicious because of the variety of foods and the textures, and you have the flavor factor on your plate. So each week you can change up the different elements, the different meal components, and play around with trying new vegetables, or try a vegetable texture that's new to you, or grains, or plant-based proteins. Make it really fun and find new foods that you can enjoy. If you want more specifics around the Foundational 5 system that I teach, then download my free guide, which I'll link around this video. It dives into deeper of each of those 5 elements, the food options for each, and how you can, of course, make a really quick and easy Foundational 5 Nourish meal. The next step is to stock your kitchen so that you have what you need to make these nutrient-dense meals at home and also enjoy it. So what you'll want to pay attention to is, most importantly, how you stock your pantry, how you stock your refrigerator and your freezer. With your pantry, you want to include all of those great whole grains, beans, legumes, nuts, seeds, and a variety of dried herbs and spices. In your fridge and freezer, you want to fill it up with the obvious, any of those fresh foods that make up the Foundational 5, such as your fresh greens, your fruit, homemade sauces, homemade nut milks or plant-based milks, dressings for the flavor factor, anything else that you enjoy. Having a kitchen stocked with the ingredients that make up the Foundational 5 or any of your Nourish meals will make it so much easier for you to have everything that you need so that you can cook, you can meal prep for yourself or your family, you can incorporate all of these plant-based foods so easily because they're right there in your kitchen. So for example, I have hundreds of plant-based recipes, free recipes on my website, nutritionstrip.com. But if you don't have your pantry stocked with some of those staple ingredients, now I do have some fancy ingredients, but most of my recipes are really simple, using nuts, seeds, nutritional yeast, herbs, and spices, and you won't be able to make up all those quick recipes in time if you don't have your refrigerator or your pantry stocked. So go to the grocery store first. So prepping your kitchen is such a great practice, and you will have a lot more fun in the kitchen if you do that too. And that leads me into step number 5, which is to plan and meal prep in advance. So like I mentioned earlier, planning is key to making any healthy habit stick. But when it comes to plant-based eating, especially if you're a little bit new to it or if you're brand new, kind of getting started, having an idea of what you're going to eat for each meal really helps reduce your decision fatigue. It gets you more comfortable with your options, it decreases stress, and it also gets you excited. The way I do that keeps it super simple and efficient for me is that I cook up a bunch of ingredients on the weekend, or what I like to call meal components, every single weekend without fail. So for me, this often looks like roasting a bunch of veggies that are in season, making a batch of quinoa or rice, cooking a plant-based protein like crispy tofu or tempeh. This way, I not only have some of those ingredients prepared, and all I need to do is pretty much heat them up in the pan or in the oven, or I can just toss them in with some fresh ingredients, but I also have an idea of what I'm going to eat and enjoy ahead of time. So after a really long and busy day, knowing that I already have something kind of pretty much planned for my dinner is such a great feeling, and I can jump right into putting all of those meal components together. It's a nice little mix and match situation that you have. And I have everything I need to make a Foundational 5 Nourish meal. And the best part, it takes like 15 minutes to make, which I am all about. I promise that you don't need hours of time to be able to cook a really nutritious and delicious meal. You just need 15 minutes. So having a few meal ideas for that week and the things that you can repeat a couple of times can also help you stay on track of your goal. So to make this a practice more enjoyable for yourself, use this step number 6, which is to learn a few basic cooking skills and a few techniques that will help you feel a little bit more confident and efficient in the kitchen. There are a few skills that can really make a huge difference in how efficient your flow is with your cooking process and also how tasty your meals come out. So the first thing is having really basic knife skills. Knowing how to properly chop, dice, mince, have the best chef's knife that you can get is key. The next thing is learning those basic cooking techniques like steaming, roasting, blanching, stir frying. And then lastly, you want to look at seasoning and spices. Again, that flavor factor. Learn what pairs well with each other, and so that you can experiment. And also you can completely change the texture and the flavor profiles of these meals, enhancing the taste and the enjoyment. You can save some time, you can experiment, and you can just have some fun with your food. And finally, the last step is to check in with yourself. This is such an important step. Throughout my entire Method membership, I teach this, and it's often overlooked. As a registered dietitian and part of my philosophy, I'm always talking about what to eat, like the Foundational 5, but a huge part of my philosophy is also about how to eat. What to eat and how to eat, including mindfulness and checking in with your unique hunger cues. So anytime you're changing your eating habits or making any changes to your routine or your lifestyle, you want to give yourself that time to reflect, check in, and assess. Daily, weekly, just give yourself 10 minutes to reflect, journal it out, or just think about it, of everything that you've been experiencing. What's really working well for you? What hasn't worked well for you? What adjustments could you make to make that work better for you, or to expand it and enhance it? Where could you use more support, or do you need any more tools? Giving yourself this mindful pause to check in and see how things are working for you is where the biggest change and transformation can be made in your life. This is when you really start to tune in to what you need in your life for your unique body and your lifestyle. And you can make choices and decisions that align with you, that align with your wellness vision, making it so much easier, making it more enjoyable, and also unique to you so that you can maintain all of these eating habits for the long term. So now that you have all of these 7 steps to eat more plant-based foods in your life, which step are you going to focus on first? Let me know. Share with me below. I love getting to know where you're at right now, so share with me below. And then download my free guide where I share with you all about plant-based eating, along with several tips, some really simple recipes, and healthy practices to support you in making healthy eating easier and more enjoyable in your daily life. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications whenever I share new videos like this every single week. Also, check out all of the videos I have linked here, and I think that you're gonna like them. I hope that you have a beautiful day, and remember, health is a daily practice.